Hey guys, my name is Holly Baxter. I'm an accredited dietitian and online physique coach, and this is week 8 of my 18-week contest prep. So we are right in the thick of it at the moment, and wow, this week has been incredibly crazy for me. I don't even know where to start. So looking back on Monday of last week, I'd had a really great week leading up to that. I'd lost almost a kilo. In fact, I had lost a kilo of weight. Being able to incorporate some high calorie days into my diet. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that, jump back on and have a look at my previous weeks. And there is usually something very educational with each vlog that I put out. So check that out. But look, this week my weight started at about 68 kilos. And weighing in yesterday morning, I am sitting at 67.4. So I'm right on track. So I lost exactly 600 grams of weight this week, which is perfect for my projected rate of loss. So obviously I talk about rate of loss in my week 1 and how to actually set up for a contest preparation, and I'm right on target with regard to that. So my training was really good up until Friday this week, so I had 5 solid days of weight training. So I have a 5-day weight training split at the moment, and then I was doing 3 cardio sessions. So 2 of those are 45-minute HIIT circuits, and then 1 was a 30-minute spin class. So that's been my target for my cardio training, and my weights have been at that 5 per week, and they're about an hour to an hour and a half in duration. So training was really good leading up until Friday. So some of you may or may not know, I have been in the process of moving permanently over to the US, and on Friday my visa finally arrived. So it was kind of came out of the blue actually. I had a heap of issues with it the week prior. I'd sent off something that wasn't signed, and then had to get my attorneys to send something else through again. So it's been like delay. So a lot of stress and unknown about when I was actually returning to the States. So got my visa on Friday, which is super exciting. So then it was like, all right, I gotta get back because my partner is in the US, and yeah, there was a hurricane. I don't know if you guys have been following along, but in Florida there was Hurricane Irma, and yeah, I really wanted to make sure I could come back and actually be here for him, and just to make sure that everything is okay with our house. And this week, I don't even have words for it, but so I got on the plane on Saturday morning with my family. Actually, they were flying up to Port Douglas for a holiday in Australia. So I was like, all right, awesome. We can all go to the airport together on Saturday morning. They're going to fly to Port Douglas. I'm going to fly to America. But so my flight stopped in at Sydney, and I had to stay in overnight at Sydney to catch a Sunday flight. So when I got to Sydney, I went down to my gym in the hotel and did a 45-minute short kind of HIIT circuit, I guess, on the weight equipment. Took myself out for dinner, which was awesome, and had a nice meal, and then getting ready for my flight out in the morning. Landed in San Francisco, and after a 15-hour flight, and actually set a really fun challenge on the plane. We were making bets with some of my friends here in the States how many squats I could do on the plane. So every couple of hours I would get up and I'd go to the bathroom and I would do 100 squats. I'll tell you what, after 50 squats in a little cubicle, I was like, no, I can't do this. But I bet that I would do 1,000 squats for the whole flight over. And I think I actually only got to about 600, and I did like 200 calf raises, and yeah, that was me done. So if anyone ever wants to do a challenge when you fly from Australia to San Francisco in a 14 or 15 hour flight, you can beat my record. 600 is the going rate for squats. It's the most boring thing I've ever done. So that kept me entertained. So I have celiac disease, so I have on my request form that I need to have gluten-free food, and they were like, oh, we didn't get your request, I'm sorry. So I had to eat protein bars and beef jerky for 15 hours. You can imagine how awesomely comfortable your guts feels when you have to eat that amount of sugar alcohols. But yeah, I arrived in San Francisco and then I had to fly to Atlanta, which was another 6-hour flight. So I had a little bit of a layover and I did some client work at the airport in San Fran. I met a celebrity, an actor, still don't know his name. So yeah, kind of fun. Yeah, flew into Atlanta because all the flights were cancelled into Tampa in Florida because of the hurricane. So my partner and all of their staff had organized a house to kind of evacuate to. Florida was declared a state of emergency because there was going to be a Category 5 hurricane. So they had all driven up because there just wasn't going to be any flights out of Tampa. We actually caught the brunt end of the storm, even all the way up in Atlanta on Monday morning, and then they had all decided that because the hurricane had flown through Florida, they were all going to drive the 8 hours back and kind of get back by Monday evening. And yeah, my partner and I, we were like, okay, well, we just got in, so maybe we'll go train and get a bit of a training session in, because if we don't train now, well, then we're not going to be able to train when we get back late in the evening because we'll be exhausted. So we did that, and by the time we got out, there was no power in our house, even in Atlanta. So we thought we might be able to get some work done there, and there was no power. So like, okay, we'll go back to Tampa. And yeah, that was like driving through a hurricane on the highway. It was not fun. It only got worse. So we went to pull over to get fuel a couple of times, and the lines were just like for fuel blocking up highways. Like off ramps were completely packed, so you could hardly even get off the highway because there were so many cars backed up just to get to a fuel station like down the way. So a few times we're like, nah, we will just wait, we'll go to the next one, see if it's the same, because everyone had the same idea. We were all kind of trying to get back because the hurricane passed. We were down to about 150 miles of gas left, or petrol. And we were like, okay, well, we got to get off the highway, the main highway, because it's just bumper to bumper. It's really hectic, probably dangerous to drive. We'll jump onto another highway, and yes, there'll definitely be a petrol or a gas station somewhere along the road. We're getting lower and lower in fuel, and it's pitch black, like it's 9-10 o'clock at night, and we're trying to find a gas station, and we had no service because we're out in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, we were starting to get really worried. So we had to drive. We checked all the gas stations in the area. Every single one of them's closed or like completely out of gas. They just shut down for the night because everybody was filling up. We got to this one major town which we thought might still have some fuel, and there's just nothing left. And then we had about 100 miles of gas to go, and we just decided we're going to probably have to stay here the night and find a hotel to stay at, and then in the morning, hopefully one of the petrol stations have been refueled, and we'll just get some fuel and then we can drive home. Well, there was not one hotel in this entire town that had any accommodation left, and there's no fuel. So we're kind of like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Put a post up on the internet, and thankfully, one of our clients actually had some gas. This is like midnight, by the way. So someone had offered to run us like 8 gallons of gas out to us. We met him in like a car park. Like this is like the apocalypse. We're driving around and you can just see, like, you can easily understand in like emergency situations like this how people just start going crazy. Like we were worried that we were going to get like a gun held at us because we've got fuel. Because there's just nothing in the area. So we were like, all right, we'll meet in this car park. Like, do we have to like hide this in case someone sees us with gas and like tries to like hunt us down? And so finally, yeah, she came, we got our gas, and we found out there was one petrol station that was still had fuel. This is like 1 a.m. at night, mind you guys. And there were cars lined up for kilometers. Like, we would have been in a line waiting for at least 30 minutes, and then we found out our friend or client could actually deliver us some gas. So yeah, we finally got that. I hadn't slept on my flight at all. So when I got into Atlanta, I think I had like 5 hours sleep that night, got back up, and then kind of went and got about the day the next day. So at this point, I think over a 3-day period, I'd slept 5 hours. So, and like everything was like adrenaline. The last 3 days of this week have been fairly hectic. And we had our like camera guy with us as well. Kind of like documenting all of this. And yeah, we got home late last night, and yeah, I'm going to show you actually what we came home to. Luckily the jetty is still here, but when we came home last night it was right up, and it's only just kind of starting to subside now, but this was all underwater. This is part of our path. Yeah, we're very lucky. So this morning has literally just been like clean up, pull off all the trees from that had kind of fallen down over in the front of the property. So here there's trees everywhere. Yeah, it could have been much worse. In fact, so we actually took all of our, we've got a total mess here right now. We had to take out all of our electronics and put them into the center of the house, just in case there was flooding. Yeah, we came back and basically remembered we had to destroy the house to make sure that everything was safe and that none of our electricals or our business stuff got ruined if the house or the roof flew off. So yeah, so that has been the drama of this week. And I guess I also had to kind of say goodbye to my family because I'll be here for 2 years now. I have a 2-year visa. So yeah, it was really sad. My mom, she was crying at the airport. Yeah, some of the other stresses, I guess, I have not had any internet access while I've been down in Tasmania. They're going through a phase of switching over services from like an ADSL to NBN, and at both my families, like my mom's house and my dad's house, their internet service was terrible. So for me just to do like my weekly business work has been incredibly stressful. In fact, I had to contact a couple of friends from school and go and work at their houses. So I've been like having to pack all my lunch and set up and then go and train and then go back to my house and shower and then back to their house so I can do some work. Like, it's just been hectic. And on top of that, I've also had to catch 48 taxis. I counted up all my taxi fares just for lack of not being able to have a car because my mom's needed it for work, or one of my dad's business cars are not available. So yeah, your independence has totally gone. I've always been able to get in my car. If I need to do something, I can just do it. And I've kind of been at the mercy of everybody else and making it convenient for them. So there's been a lot of woosah moments this week, and some sad ones and some stressful ones. And yeah, I guess trying to stay positive through all of this and be consistent with your diet, and you're trying to prep for a contest. It's been really challenging. And someone kind of said to me the other day, like, how are you even staying motivated or focused on this? And for most people, I probably would have quit by now, but that's not what I'm about. And every day for me, I get up and I'm putting on some kind of motivational video. I love Les Brown. If you guys don't watch any of that kind of thing, if you're going to, start with him. He's awesome. He's got some really good motivational videos, or just helping you stay focused and have passion and have that internal drive. And that gets me through every day without fail. I think some of the most successful people might not necessarily be the best at something, but they keep showing up, and I'm gonna keep showing up. And I know if I do that, I'm gonna get to where I need to go. Okay, so down to the nutrition and training side of things. So this week, because I hit my target of 600 to 700 grams of weight loss, I'm actually not going to change my macronutrient targets. And there's a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, I know that I spent an entire day seated, or actually I did my squats, so whether it was really sedentary, that's up for you to decide. But in my opinion, I was sedentary for a day and did absolutely nothing, and I was still able to come out in front with my nutrition. So if I was able to have a regular style of day, I know that I would have lost a lot more. I reduced my macros just enough to see that continued results. There is no point me setting them really, really low and super restrictive when I don't need to. Why would I not just go straight to something that's really, challenging? Well, I don't want to ruin my health. I don't want to ruin my metabolism by doing that. And I guess that's one of the problems when people get diet plans, is that they might be really restrictive, but they might not necessarily need a really restrictive diet to get results. I don't want to adapt to crazy low calories or crazy training volumes. I want to do just enough to make sure that I am seeing the progress that I want, to protect my metabolism. If I can lose the amount of weight that I need to lose by only going to 130 grams of carbohydrates for this whole prep, well, then that's awesome. I don't want to have to kind of jump leaps and bounds ahead if I don't need to. So this week, my macronutrients will stay 160 grams of protein as per the entire prep. That won't change. My carbohydrates are going to stay at 140 grams per day, and my fats are going to stay at 50 grams. And my fats will not change probably for another couple of weeks. If anything, I'll start to taper my carbohydrates down, but 50 grams of fat for me, because I typically like foods that are a little bit more on the higher fat side than I do carbohydrates. That'll change last. I'll always drop my carbohydrates first. I'm changing my training program this week. I've been saying I'm going to change it for the last 4 weeks. This is like 9 weeks on the same training program. It doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with staying on the same program, but I do have to make sure that I keep seeing forward progression. So I have a document that I record all of my workouts in, and I have a structured program that I follow each week, so that I know every week I am consistent with my training. I'm not going backwards, so I make sure that whatever I've done the previous week with regard to my weight, at least at minimum, try and match that. And then obviously I'm looking for small improvements each week, as a recognition of increased strength or further, or being able to add more volume. But this week I'm so done with my training programs right now, so I'm actually going to take some time today to write up a new one of those. So I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about this week. We're meant to be going to Vegas this week for the Olympia, and with the hurricane and flying and all the travel, I don't think that I can go. So it would have been really nice to get over there. We're going to catch up with some friends and go wakeboarding, and I know we had like shooting planned. We're going to go out on like the dune buggies, and I think it's probably more important for both me and my partner to focus on our training. He's got a meet coming up in 5 weeks, which is really important for him, and he probably needs some consistency as well. So yeah, we're going to stay put in Florida and get back on track, because I have been in Australia for the last 4 weeks running around like a crazy, so it's so nice to be back here. Hopefully this week will be just as progressive. Again, I'm still trying to aim for 600 grams of weight loss. I was happy with the way I'm looking. I'm feeling really good about that, and that's been something I have struggled a lot with. When I was around the 70 kilo mark, I just felt really gross and uncomfortable with myself, and my fitness felt really bad. But I notice as I get to around that 67, 68 kilo mark, I feel lighter, I feel more energized. It's just a better weight for me. So Thanks again for tuning in. If you have any questions or you're interested in receiving nutrition coaching, you're more than welcome to check out my website. It's www.hbnutrition.com.au. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you jump on. It's Holly T. Baxter. I put a lot of educational material up with regard to nutrition. Obviously, I'm a dietitian, so you'll be getting quality information. It's not, oh, I've done this, it's worked for me. These are the facts. I present the science to you. I have got plenty of articles on my website that you can refer to. And I have my YouTube channel as well. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If there's anything you want to know, talk to me, inbox me. So yeah.